Okay, we are ready to start our riding session, so I'll just film you mounting in the bareback pad. You've already worked lots on her standing still and being safe. But it's new for you to have ever used a bareback pad on this mare, so yeah, just give her a little scratch. Let her know she's okay while you're monkeying around and adjusting yourself. There's a nice lick and chew. So the first task I have for you is I've set up a figure 8, and I just want you to ride the figure 8 relaxed, and we're going to observe how she's moving and just a bit of dialogue. Okay, so I don't want you to overthink anything, just relaxed and walk. So let's head over to our figure 8 that I've set up for you.
I'll go into the middle, start in the middle.
Yep. You don't have to be too particular. Just start walking and relaxing. I want to observe how she moves. And she's primarily she's a trail horse. So this is going to be a lot of new things for her. Bareback pad and a cavesson and you riding with the dressage whip, and why are we doing tiny circles? So there's a lot for her to take in because there's a lot of changes. You've done this in the past many years ago with your other horse. Dressage basics, but this is new. So the next thing I'd like you to show me is a halt at every cone. Again, my first concern is that the horse's mental state is relaxation, and that also my rider is relaxed, just so that you're not, I know you're a little nervous about learning some new stuff. There's a lot of new things all at once on this horse. Good, I love it. Give her a scratch. She looks pretty okay with it. She's like, whatever, Mom, we got this. We've been doing groundwork for a while with her, so she's ready to try some of it under saddle. And then ask her to walk on, a light touch of the leg. Excellent. Now your saddle, you said, always slips to the right.
Actually, slips to the left.
Slips to the left. So do you feel you keep shifting yourself to the right because you're slipping? I'm just watching, observing a few of your body, things that you're doing with your body. Okay.
I slip to the right, so I have to move to the left.
Okay. Because I'm noticing you're constantly making a little bit of a shift.
Yep.
Okay. So walk on again. Let's do another safety check. And a halt. Good. And could you just drop the reins and give her a big scratch everywhere and reach back and touch her one hind leg, her hind hip, her left hind hip, and then her right. Yeah, it's good. Just feeling nice and comfortable. You reach forward and pet her. Good. Nice. Now I see that you're relaxing up there. That's good. Now, let's walk and stay on the white circle for a couple of circles. I'm going to talk you through a few things. Keep an eye on my camera, still following you. There it is, beautiful. Okay, keep walking, no halting anymore. And with your position, I want you to do a forward seat position. Could you, no, not trotting, sweetie. Could you tip forward a little bit, like you're going to scratch her on the neck? Even scratch her on the neck if that helps. Yeah, there you go. Now do a middle seat. Now sit back nice and deep. So that's too much, okay? That's a good seat, but you see what it did to her? Slowed her right down, which is great. Looks like she's very responsive to you shifting, which is a really good sign. I like the feedback she's giving us. So can you sit in a more forward seat again so that you're really light? And she's questioning that one. What are you doing? Just give her a little scratch. So if you're doing a forward seat, you can always lean forward and just scratch her. Just say you're okay. So do that right now. Lean forward and scratch her. Now, how about we circle the other circle? I don't want to do this circle anymore. It's boring. That's better. I like that. Okay, now halt your horse. Oh, look at that. She squared herself up. From all your groundwork, she's like, I think I'm supposed to be square now. She went perfect square for you. Hello, little oasis. Okay, sweetie. How are ya? Hey? What do you think of the bareback pad? Yeah, I don't know.
So it's me that keeps shifting.
You do shift quite a bit, and it's part of your natural symmetry, but we want to just really observe this first lesson, okay? There's different seat positions. You got your very deep when you're in your collected work. She's not ready yet. Her hind end isn't under, and isn't under her. And we're not doing a levat today, or canter, neglected canter work. So we want to be in between kind of a light, soft seat. There's your neutral and deep. You want to be somewhere hovering between here and here to allow her to stretch forward and down. Our goal is we're going to get that same forward down tendency, which means you're going to need to give her some rain. You're going to need to soften that so that we can have her traveling good in this. If you see that arc from up above now, level ears, that's our goal. We want her to travel in the circle like that. Starting, we'll shape the front part and then ask the hind leg to come so that we get the banana, okay, around your inside leg. First things first, we got to sit and stay out of their way. That's how I like to explain things, is that the art of riding is staying out of their way so they can perform, hey? So really light, and and you're not a heavy person, but even just over going back here rocked her off balance. And if you're overcompensating because you do feel that she's right bended and you collapse, or she's left bended and you collapse, when you overcompensate by feeling like you need to shift, well, then it really rocks everything out of balance. So try to just ride with it for now. Like just a really, we call it an observing seat. It's just flowing with the movement. So if she kind of rocks you to the side, well, just let it. It's going to pick back up again. Okay, rather than constantly feeling like you have to adjust. Does that make sense? So just observing seat, just kind of flowing with her. Yeah. And then the next thing that we'll play with on this part here is I'm going to start asking you what hind leg is stepping under you. So the next thing is nice long through the leg. And this has been good. I like this. It has not been gripping at all with the lower leg because that's our cueing leg. Okay, so we want to be able to cue the hind end potentially, or remind the shoulders to move over, make little adjustments of haunches in and shoulder in as she drifts. So how we put the riding to the ground to the riding is that we have the haunches at a circle. A horse will fall in, as you remember, so we'd have to sometimes touch the shoulder. The haunches we might need to get to step under more. So there's a little bit of haunches in. That's the beauty of riding, is we can fix a few more things with more things. I mean, on the ground I've just got the cavesson, I just got the whip, but now you got your seat that could shift into the inside of the circle or to the outside, yeah. Or you could put a leg on to say move your hip in a bit more. And you got both reins to say can you move your shoulders. So there's a lot more communication that can adjust and mold the body. So let's, for an example here, if she's drifting around the circle like that and kind of falling in, you want to sit still on this sit bone, but you could give a little touch with your inside leg a little further forward and give a little movement of both hands to say, can you move your shoulders? If you feel that she's needing her hip to come in, what else could you do? Put your leg back. And so there's these little, they're called a traversal half halt and a reversal half halt. I like to say do a baby shoulder in and a baby haunches in. Those are my words, okay? So I want you, we might not get to that today, but the reason that I want you to just really observe today is that you have that soft seat that can actually feel the hip falling out and not constantly going, oh, I feel like I'm falling. No, just feel it. What do I need to do so that that hollow side isn't so hollow, rather than fight with it, okay? All right, sweetie. So toes, I need to see up. toes up. There you go. So that we have like an active line all the way through here. This is really nice. I like this. And that lighter seat, just a bit lighter, just so that you can allow her back isn't strong and lifting yet. So you're staying off of the deep lumbar area and behind well, there isn't a saddle, but behind the saddle isn't strong enough to pick you up yet. So it's not a jumping seat per se, but just a hair softer than what you're used to trail riding, just to say, okay, I'm giving you lots of, and yeah, you're on her forehand a little bit in that sense, but we need to start somewhere that we can encourage her that forward down stretch and stay out of her way. Okay? All right, so this time when you're walking, you're going to stay on this circle for 2 circles the same, okay? But don't argue with so much with the pad and feel like you're falling. Just observe. Okay? Okay, walk on. Light touch of the leg. Reinforce with the whip if you need to. A little bit more walk would be lovely. There you go. Good. Keep her nose at least focused on the circle. So little touches with a little bit of direct rein can slightly slow her down on the right hand, and a little bit of indirect rein can ask for what? A little bit more flexion. Yeah. Stelling. A little more flexion to the inside. There we go. And now just observe. Left hind, right hind, 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 left, right, left, right, left, right. You're a good girl. Left. Got him backwards, sweetie. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Okay, as you're circling now, do you feel the rib cage moving to the outside now? Now, 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 now. Okay, but do you feel the rib cage moving? That's my question. Okay, so when the rib cage is moving now, 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 that's when the hind leg is stepping. Okay, so her walk is a little bit fast, so give her a quick squeeze, please, and then release. That's a little too slow, sweetie. Yeah, there you go. Just slow down. We know you're a Tennessee walker, but yeah, we would like a little bit easier. So that's how you can help influence that inside hind leg, is you'll feel the ribs actually, okay? That's why I wanted you to be in a very soft observing seat, okay? Not too deep, a little bit more forward. There you go. Yes, I see you. So the rib cage is moving now, 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 and now. So at each cone, I'd like you to give a little squeeze with your inside rein close to the withers and a little touch of your inside leg at each cone, and then release. And now, and then release. And now, and then release. Good. And now, and release. Good. So now we're going to improve upon our timing and put those 2 cues together. So what you are asking her to do is, would you please consider bending at each cone? And then you do a little self-carriage check to the next cone. But the timing of the aids is when that hind leg is in the swing phase, okay? So you're going to feel the rib cage now, and it might not be exactly at the cone. It's just a rough estimate, okay? So now you would do it, and release, and now, yep, and then release. Good. And then now, and release. So you got to be a little bit faster or slow your mare down. Right? Because she's got that hind leg now, and now, and now, and now, so your leg would have to be too quick. It'd be nice to just slow this down, a little bit more relaxed. Easy. Ah, yes, that's better. That's a normal walk that we can work with. And now, and now, and now. That's for the hind leg. So you could do 3 in a row if you like, just to feel it, right? No, sweetie? So she thinks all pressures mean what? So be quicker with both hands to say no. A rebalancing half out that just says no, too fast. Weight is on, but you got to release sooner, okay? So ask. She yields, you need to give. And you need to give sooner so she knows what it is, or she will start resisting against all pressure. Okay? That's better. Now try one of the half halts that are encouraging the inside hind leg. And then the inside rein is encouraging the nose to come in. And the inside leg is encouraging the rib cage to do what? Move out a bit more. And the timing's super important. Slow her down though for us. And now, and now, and now, and now. Yeah, good. And then really ask her to slow down for us. Good. Thank you, Oasis. And what if you drop the reins on her neck and just guide her very gently on the circle. Really long rein, longer, because you still hang on. Okay? There we go. So I'm just doing this to observe. Okay? Hi. Good girl. Yeah, why are you standing in the middle like that? Okay, and halt. So I'm just going to discuss, get some feedback from you. So that's actually, there's a lot of theory already. So things that I really like is that you're super open and willing to figure all this out, right? And I can just see you're just soaking it in really fast, so I got to be careful I don't give you too much. Okay? So the first things were, what with the seat? What do we need? Just to make sure.
Just letting it move and sitting a little bit,
Just a touch forward.
not sitting so
Deep. Yep.
and
Yep. It'll come up. It'll get stronger, but yeah, for now, and we really want to help her as much as we can. Yeah. So
loose leg on her unless I wanted to do something.
very loose leg. Yep.
Allow more rein so she can sit forward.
And were you giving? You said allow more rein, but did you? No. So I wanted. Part of it's your confidence. So that's why I didn't. I can only give you so many little tools at once, and this is the first introduction we've had for you ever riding with a bareback, riding with a cavesson. There's a lot coming today, and for her, she's like, oh, what's going on? Where's the trail? We trail ride, or we do obstacles. We don't. What's this? So for her, it's new. So there's, for you, excellent that you figured you've already felt those things. One of the key things, the reason why obviously you're falling left and right and having these big shifts is for natural asymmetry. So the very first thing that we need to get is that inside leg on both sides, stepping under a lot better. But we can't unless you have the timing down. It's hit and miss. I mean, you'll have it, but you won't know when or why you got it. So your first bit of homework is, we're going to do the left circle, don't worry, but to carry on from this right circle, you're going to go home and you're just going to ride as relaxed as you can. Check her pace. If it's too fast, you're not going to feel anything, okay? Or your timing can't keep up to that Tennessee Walker gait. It's just, slow down, sweet pea, okay? The next thing is, I want you just to, you've got the seat, you're observing seat, you're letting it flow. Reach forward and pet her, reach back, feel the hip. And you could even glance to see if the hip is stepping under, if nobody's here to check it for you. And the next thing is you should feel that rib cage as this leg is coming under. The rib cage, ideally, the more the leg comes under, the more the rib cage has to get out of the way. The ribs don't actually bend, but they swing.
Yeah.
Okay, so you'll feel this little bit of a swing thing. And when she's really, really straight, there's no swing, right? But when she's stepping under more, there's more swing, okay? So what you want to do is, can you influence without causing any resistance? Can you influence that hind leg to step? And you just give a little squeeze with your leg to say, the first thing is thinking, move your ribs out of the way a bit more, and then that gives freedom for the hind leg. If she was still not giving it to you, you have your dressage whip to give it a little, let's go. I don't think you need that. We have the opposite problem. She's hustling too much, right? So you're going to ask for the ribs, and you don't want to do it for more than 3 steps in a row, and then just observe what happens after. And I call it a self-carriage check, okay? You'll hear me say that quite often. Just do a self-carriage check real quick. And then, you let go of the reins and don't do a whole lot and just see what happens after. Does she carry? They usually carry themselves for 2 or 3 steps and then go, yeah, that's not how I do it. And go back to whatever their natural bend is. So you're going to time your inside hind leg. That's your one piece there. You're going to observe what happens after. But what can you do with the rein? And where do we put our hands? You were doing it, but I want you to think it through. We want to use the same little cues that we've done here. You have, yeah, just lift into here, just a little wee bit into here, and then bigger releases though, ideally. I mean, that was confidence, so I let you have a really shorter rein. But we want to ask, she yields, you give, and then she goes, not my job. Yes, it's still your job. Yes, it's still your job. Yes, it's good girl. So you want to really have that inner picture. It's her job to look to the inside of the circle, whether it's a left or right circle, and it becomes a shoulder end. Whose job is it? It's her job, okay? So let's do this. You've got a good feeling of this. Let's do it to the left. I'm going to cue you less, okay, and see what you come up with.
One of the things I can feel is that when her rib cage was moving in, I could feel it moving away from my inside leg more. Just like I could feel it shifting.
When you were starting to observe it more?
Yeah, when you were saying now, I could feel that it would just kind of shift away from my inside leg so that you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I'm hoping you feel. That's fantastic. That's what I want you to feel.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's awesome. No, that's exactly it. Good. That's what I mean. Is it this stuff doesn't just come magically like the textbooks say. Squeeze this rein, do this, and they do it. There's a lot of feel and timing, and it takes a lot of practice. Okay, and that's okay. You're not going to get this in one lesson. Absolutely not. Okay, and that's fine. We're just going to give you something to tinker with for a little bit, and then I'll add more in the next lesson and more in the next lesson. Okay. Let's do the left circles. All right. And you can change your whip carefully before the middle, just out of practice, so that you're not suddenly, when you do that change of bend, you're not suddenly changing the whip. So just a little tip as we go to flowing with figure eights, change the whip at that corner or at this corner of your circle. If you do it right when you're changing bend, your hands and legs you can't do 5 things at once.
Yeah.
Or if you can, fantastic, you don't need me.
It's been a long time since I've had to change hands on a whip. So.
Yeah, you haven't ridden her with a whip, so.
No, and
there, yeah. So.
It's been, like I said, a long time that I've been changing hands with the whip in it.
Well, you're doing great. I mean, it's all coming back to you. It's been years, so it's just, yeah. So let's get started on your left circle, okay? I'm going to leave you be for a bit just to feel it. She's checking in with me saying, hey, what are we doing? What about the toes? Thank you. I like seeing toes up. And careful with your seat. I would like to you to shift, even halter right there for me. Safety first. Shift yourself a little bit to the left and the bareback pad, even more so. So it's very important. We didn't really need to on this side. I saw for the most part you sat on the inside seat bone. But even if you have to over exaggerate while we're training here, shift right into it. Okay? Yeah. Don't get scoliosis out of it. But you sat up a bit, you shifted the pad, and really consciously, because she's going to want to put you on the side she likes, but at least do the best you can to start off. Okay, I'm on this side of my sit bone, I'm on this one right now, and this is how we're going. Okay? Because when you came around here, you were on the outside.
Yes.
Okay, so
I
it should.
didn't want to move it because I thought about the observer.
Yeah, you were doing a great job. I'm just going to observe. Well, yes, that's great, but yeah. But it didn't feel good, I'm sure. So that's okay. I want you to observe and be as relaxed as possible, but set yourself up, maybe even halt if she's so really throws you like that. You could even halt, adjust the pad. I mean, it didn't really move much. It was more just she kind of threw you over. Yeah. And you go, no, I'm going to sit on this side. And now observe and feel what happens. Don't try to fight with it. Yeah. Okay, but set yourself up for success and get yourself on that left sit bone. Okay? A little different than riding in your Western saddle, that's for sure.
Yeah, very.
But that's why we use the bareback pad, is you can really feel these things, these changes. So to help yourself, the first thing I'd work on is her tempo. Just a nice, steady walk. Okay, you're doing a better job of sitting on your inside seat bone. I like that. I'd like you to sit a little bit more forward seat. You're rocking back into your comfy bareback pad. And first observation I make when you go into a little bit lighter seat, she moves freer.
Yes.
Oh, she heard your bingo word, your good girl word. She said, yes, what did I do? I'm just walking. Yeah, right away she's more relaxed and looking for more stretch.
Yeah.
She's in a more searching state, which I like. She's searching for a little bit more stretch, and maybe I should try to open up my top line a bit more. I'm going to get you to halt at the middle cones. Oh, never mind. Halt there while she lightens up her belly. So do you feel the rib cage moving as much on this side?
No. No, definitely don't. Although she feels...
She's relaxed.
She's much more relaxed. She's much more forward. But no, I don't feel the rib cage.
So I'd like you to, and I was just checking to see if you'd even started yet, okay?
No.
So I'm going to help cue you then. I want to see you just influencing the ribs a bit more. Okay, we got the relaxed walk. That's a great start. You're sitting more on your left seat bone. That's a great place to be. I like it. And now toes up a bit more. Just, yeah. So and now off you go. Light touch of the leg. Yep. Inside seat bone. And it's left hind now and now and now and now and now and now and now. So when you influence it, you know the first instinct or tendency of her is any pressures make her go faster. So you could be ready with a very soft squeeze of both fingers, both hands, right? Both reins, and very softly squeeze right after you do your leg cue and say, no, not faster. No, not faster. It's something else. Yeah. There. Good girl. Tiny changes, but we're on the right track, hey?
Yeah, definitely.
Every time you talk, she's like, what? What are you doing? So you're going to influence her now, and now, and now, and then just observe. Self-carriage check. What does she do with that? Good girl. Give her a little wither scratch, and yeah, I like that. So in the ask, yield, give process, that was the first time I've seen her really searching to give you a really nice LFS.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm going to stretch a bit more, she says. How's that? And that's why I wanted you to give her a wither scratch.
Yeah.
So let's remind her again. Let's do a inside leg now, now, now. Good girl. And yeah, I like how she's reaching. When she reaches, give her as much rein as she wants, okay? We want to really show her that this is her place. This is her time to shine. I'm not going to force it. She would like to go visit the boys right now, so let's do a quick light leg and go, no, not yet.
Come on. Come on, we're still working.
Still working. I did my stretch. I'm done for today. So we'll bring that back to just do that observing half halt at every cone now. So you ask for a little bit more hind leg, a little bit more bend. Get a little bit stronger when she asks, can I go see the fellas over there? And you go, no. Okay? That's a hard no. Not right now. No. Good girl. And then right in here, very soft now. If she speeds up, you've got both hands that can come straight. Elbows can come straight back, very soft and light. There you go. That's nice. Good girl. Good start. All right, let's change direction and we'll do a continuous flow of just 2 figure eights. And we'll finish with that for today.
Nope, we're not going. We're busy.
Yeah.
You and me, we got stuff to do, Katie.
There you go. Keep walking. And now very slowly think about shifting your weight to your new inside seat bone and asking for her new rib cage. Now, now, and now. Good. Aha. Not visiting me. So your timing is really nice. Okay? You said you're rusty and you haven't worked on this in a while, but it's definitely in there. I'm happy. Now, now, yeah. And then observe. See what happens. Self-carriage check. No, I'm not. I know I'm in charge of the lesson. Good girl. Asking a lot of questions. Can we stop now? This is boring. All right, change circles when you're organized there. You can always change the whip after too. Just right in the middle there, it's hard for you to change bend and concentrate on the new rib cage. That's what I want you to think about, is the quality of all these things, not the quantity, okay? Yeah, good. And then changing, even change without the whip. Could you just push the hip over, or not the hips, or the ribs now, now, now. Yeah, good girl.
Girl.
We're getting some changes, hey?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, last one, and don't even worry about the whip. Just right in here, start thinking I'm going to shift my weight into my left seat bone. You're starting to lean back again. You're sitting on her hind end too much. And your toes are up. That looks good. Your eyes and her nose and your nose should be on the same path. That's another thing to think about. No, that's not the same path. I see the boys. Yes, we all see the boys. They're very handsome. And then your new rib cage. Start thinking about moving. Yes, okay, there it is. So your timing, you just want to plan for that even sooner. Okay, does that make sense? So let's come to the center of this. We're going to finish off just with a halt at the center. The center of the figure eight. No, it doesn't matter. Nothing's gone wrong. It's all good. So there's a lot. We're going to leave it with this, okay? There's a lot. The main thing is just getting you to start being much more aware where her hind legs are. Where are you sitting? And I didn't notice that she was forcing you to the left or to the right anymore. She didn't. Fantastic. Yeah. So you're on the right track. That's the whole thing with straightness training, is it's not this magical end goal in mind. It's the whole process. As she was getting softer, you guys are getting a better dialogue. You want her to be sound. She's had 2 years of suffering with laminitis, so that's a great start. She was starting to, like, I saw this happening and then this happening, so that was great. And I hope you felt that too. Good.
Yeah, it felt very different from the beginning when we very first started.
Yep, to the end.
To the end.
Excellent.
It was like for me
180 degrees. Wow.
Yeah, it's tiny stuff, but
Yeah, but you understand that as it's tiny little changes, remarkable end result, right? It really does. What she's letting you do is so cool. She's saying, you've asked me to step under with all of your, the concepts of, okay, we got to go in these small circles, and she's always asking me to look to the inside and step more under with my hind leg, and all you've done here is the same. And she put it together, and what I don't know if you felt, but a couple of these here, you'd put your leg on just for the ribs, and all of a sudden she'd go, yeah, beautiful LFS steps. She'd lose it a bit there, but that's okay. But you had moments of a great change from one bend to another.
Yeah.
So exciting. Great place to start. The homework for you, and what I'd like you to continue on, is maybe, let's not, just wait, sweetie, is do 2 to 4 circles before we change. I just thought I'd just kind of throw it at you and observe and see how she moved for you when we put a bit more pressure on her. But if you do 2 to 4 circles, it gives you time to plan your change. And this change, we really want to see this to this. And because your whip was late or too early, or you had too much on your brain, you kind of had a straight. Now I'm bending. So that's just something to look for some improvements on, okay? So you just plan, okay, I'm pushing that hip, I'm leaving it alone. Now I'm not so much pushing that hip, I think of like pushing the ribs, and my whole side of my body shifts over, pushing a little bit with my hip and my lower leg, and I'm like, okay. And then it's time to change, and I straighten my seat, and then I shift my seat, and then I go, and now, okay, I got the new inside hind leg. So you can even dance a little without her and go, and now, and straight, and now. And that's kind of what you have that in your mind that you're going to do for this. This isn't just randomly we're changing. We're looking for that quality in there, right? And so that's the one thing I'd like to see for our first video submission, first video lesson, is just, this is looking really good, but these changes, and you could do a few of them. You could make a serpentine in the arena from A to C and back, just to show me that, hey, I've got that. I've got this feel. I'm organized now. Okay, so that'd be your first assignment. Excellent. Okay, thank you. Do you want help with the mounting block again?
Yes, please.
Okay.